Over the years, I have always bought the Mac Daddy Pixel devices, the Pixel 7 Pro, Pixel 8 Pro, and I have always enjoyed having the larger display, but I was craving something different with my Pixel devices. I wanted a smaller iPhone Pro sized Android phone that could compete with the best. And as soon as Google announced the Pixel 9 Pro, I knew it was the perfect phone for me. I have used my Google Pixel 9 Pro for the last 273 days. And today we are going to talk about that experience. We're going to talk about how the display has held up, how the performance has held up over time, how the cameras are for someone like me who produces a lot of content and also has a growing family. We're going to break down this long term experience with the Google Pixel 9 Pro. As soon as Google indicated that they were making a 6.3-inch Pro device, I knew it was for me. I actually had a hard decision deciding between the typical Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro due to the cost difference. But the Pro version, you get the better display and a telephoto lens, which are two things that are very important to me. This compact size is so hard to beat. This year, I have used the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the OnePlus 13, and the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And every time I go back and pick up this phone, I am delighted with its design. The glossy sides of this phone have really grown on me. The camera bump is absolutely beautiful. I love damn near everything about this design. Google, please make a Pixel 10 Pro in this exact same size. The display is sharp, accurate, bright, extremely bright. I will say the auto brightness is still not up to par as it is on my iPhone. And I still feel like the brightness slider bar is still a little bit weird with how you have to swipe in the last section to really brighten up the display. First 85% of the slider is not usable whenever you need a lot of brightness. Very hard to explain. But the pixel density on this phone is extremely sharp. I think if Google finds a way to give this display the anti-reflective coating the S25 Ultra has, this display would be absolutely immaculate. It would actually be better than the S25 Ultra, since I feel like this display does get brighter for whatever reason. Now, I don't know what it is about the Pixel 9 series, but I don't have the performance issues I've had with my previous Pixels. I've talked about this in my other videos, so I won't spend too much time on it, but I have had stuttering and weird scrolling issues on my previous Pixel devices, and it is a lot harder to replicate on the Pixel 9 Pro. It does stutter here and there, but overall the performance is really good on the Pixel 9 Pro. I used the OnePlus 13 for multiple months before coming back and using the Pixel 9 Pro as my main phone, and somehow it feels even faster than what it felt a few months ago. Now, of course, that's one of the benefits of the Pixel experience. Typically, the phones get a lot better over time. And not only will you get years of software support on this phone, but the future iterations of the software you have will continuously get better. And Android 16 looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see the new Material 3 and how it will look on my Pixel 9 Pro. After 9 months, this software experience is fantastic. From performance to Android itself, I have no complaints. A lot of people have their concerns with the G4 chip, but overall, to me, I think it is enough for most people. I would not recommend this being your main phone if you do a lot of content creation on your device. So if you plan to use it as a video editor, I would recommend getting a newer iPhone or a Snapdragon 8 Elite device. And same thing with heavy gaming. I can actually game a little bit on this phone. You just have to lower the quality down and expect lower frame rates. But if you plan to do hardcore gaming and the highest quality possible, this phone is not for you. But like I said, this is the best Pixel I've ever used in terms of performance. So I don't think the majority of you will have any issues. I still find myself using Pixel's amazing talk to text every single day. I use it to write my work emails. I use it just to respond back to people. I love how I got 1 year of Gemini Advanced for free. I use Gemini a fair amount with my YouTube channel, and it's typically just asking it questions, but the answers you get back from Gemini are extremely advanced, and I very much appreciate that. Google, keep doing what you're doing with the software. Call screening with my daily work business life has been a feature I feel like I can't live without at this point. I work in IT management, and the amount of spam calls we get is absolutely insane. So call screening to me is necessary. Now, with this being a smaller phone with an extremely bright display, pretty good performance, the battery life for me actually holds up. So I can go all day long, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., and still have enough juice before I plug the phone in. Especially standby time. Google over the years has gotten really good with standby time. I think the main issue I have with the battery experience is the charging speed. I typically use an Anker 45-watt charger on all of my phones, but I think it's time Google starts supporting faster speeds like OnePlus, for example. Once you get used to charging a OnePlus phone, it is very hard to go back. And I've noticed this phone takes about 2 hours to fully charge. The 5G and Wi-Fi antennas on this phone are the best I've ever experienced on any Pixel, bar none. It is fantastic. Some of the speeds I get on this phone are better than other phones I've used on the same network. And I feel like I very rarely drop calls or have my 4K videos buffer. Now, obviously, a lot of that has to do with your carrier, but I have tested so many phones that I can just tell that this one is a lot better. I actually can't think of a single time where the Wi-Fi has dropped either. Previously, that was always an issue with Pixels, and they have definitely done their best work here with this one. The cameras, of course, are the best in the business. The point and shootability is fantastic, and the video quality overall is pretty good. I think I take a lot more pictures in the telephoto camera mode than the majority of people out there, and Google's telephoto is great on this phone. Now, the max zoom is only 30x, but at 30x, it is still extremely usable. So even if you had to zoom in a little bit, I don't think you'll have any problems with the quality. But I think where this camera kind of falls apart for me personally is the limited features. Cinematic video on the Pixel 9 Pro only allows you to shoot in 1080p 30 FPS. So at a minimum, it should be 4K 30 at a minimum. And whenever you are shooting with the rear camera, you can shoot in 4K 60, but you can't shoot in 4K 60 HDR. Now for me, this is problematic because all of my YouTube videos, especially right now, are all shot in 4K 60 HDR. So it just feels weird jumping back to 4K 30. So I feel like on the new Pixel, they need to add those two features in order to compete. With the photos, whether you're shooting just point and shoot photos or if you are shooting in RAW, it is probably the best on the market still due to the processing. Now, I will say the portrait photos aren't the best. I think it does a well enough job, but it's definitely not the best. Overall, I am extremely impressed with the Pixel 9 Pro. I think for the majority of people who want a phone in this size, it is almost a no-brainer. But if you are an extreme power user who plans to game heavy or use this phone as a major video editor or anything like that, I would definitely recommend looking at something else. But this is easily Google's best phone they've ever made. And I cannot wait to see, for one, how the new versions of Android will run on this phone and look on this phone. For two, I can't wait to see what the Pixel 10 series looks like. I appreciate you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.